Welcome. Is this hot? Are we hot? Welcome. Everybody like to take a seat. We're going to get started here. Well, we're so excited to be here today for our 53rd annual Chevron Houston Marathon race weekend of events. We've got an amazing press conference program planned for you today. Later in the show, we'll hear from some of our featured elite athletes. We've got an amazing elite field that the running industry is really excited about hearing from today and seeing run this weekend. It's also the 30th anniversary of the Chevron Houston Marathon Run for a Reason charity program. It's the 30th anniversary. We're looking forward to recognizing some of our amazing charities who fundraise for us each year and share some of other record-breaking stats that we have. But first, I just wanted to thank everybody in the room that's here today. Thank the media. Thank Hilton Americas for hosting us. To do this event, it takes an army, it takes a village to conduct the event, and we certainly have the support of the entire city. And we're going to be meeting some people right now that we have to give great thanks to our public safety partners and what they do for us on race weekend. It wouldn't be possible to conduct our events that we do, and we're so pleased. And of course, that wouldn't happen without the support of Mayor John Whitmire, and we couldn't be more pleased to have him here today, and I'm a pleasure to introduce him right now. Thank you.
Good morning. Every day is a great day to be a Houstonian, and every day I'm honored to be the mayor of this great city. And today is a special day because we get to recognize and celebrate the marathon. And Chevron, we can't thank you enough. It's become a signature event for our city. People come from all over the world to participate and view it, and we could spend the morning talking about the impact that it's had economically. It unites our community. There are just so many things you can say about the Chevron Marathon. And as we prepare for winter weather, the Chevron Marathon must go on. So I would ask everyone to certainly dress appropriately, be smart. If you see something, say something. But certainly as we prepare for this signature event that for years has proven itself, we also have safety on our mind. And I have comprised the best safety team in America. Safety not only from the elements, natural elements, Mother Nature, the weather, but also safety in regards to law and order and public safety, and allow people to enjoy themselves and know that we've done everything possible in Houston, Texas to put on a safe event. We have collaboration from many agencies, law enforcement, including the DPS, who have troopers along the route. And I can't say enough about our police chief, Diaz, our fire chief, Munoz, Ron Mason, out at the emergency center that'll be looking at the elements, making sure that people have the safeguards that they need, Homeland Security, Chief Satterwhite. We have the agent in charge of the FBI, Mr. Williams. Thank you for being here. So we have really done everything to prepare for this signature event. As I have this team present, and we are discussing the weather, I want to address for a moment that we're doing everything as a city to prepare for this weather that's moving in probably Sunday night. Sunday night at 6 p.m., we'll give an update at the emergency center, getting the best in real information, current information from the National Weather Services. We'll have 10 warming centers opened across Houston at 6 o'clock Sunday night to provide shelter and a warming center for any Houstonian that needs to get out of these weathers. Obviously, we'll be challenged to work with those that refuse to come in out of the weather, but that's the reason I have such an excellent team. we have to be diligent. We need to have fun on Sunday, but then we will immediately shift into the focus of the weather that we're going to have to deal with. Wade, I can't thank you enough for the success of your committee. And I'll answer any questions involving the city participation in either the marathon or in our preparation for our weather. We're in constant touch with the National Weather Service. We have an excellent team. We've been doing it for the last 2 weeks. No one seeking shelter in the last 2 weeks did not have a place. So any questions as we go back to celebrating the signature event? Yes, Abby. Yeah. Well, it's never been a factor in our preparation. The Turner administration and council made it a policy in 2020 that it had to be 24 degrees. We have never been governed by that. It was brought to our attention by our critics, but the truth of the matter is we go nonstop. We've got the best team working on the homeless issue. When weather enters the picture, it just makes us double down. So anyone that needs a shelter gets a shelter. And quite frankly, those that refuse, we're doing everything we can within the law and our training to persuade them to seek shelter, and it's been very successful. We do not govern ourselves by what other people have done. That was on the books since 2020. The city went by that. We've had shelters open long before that issue was brought up. 2020 is just a date that the city adopted a 24-degree threshold. We're way ahead of previous practices. So obviously, any 3 council members through the ordinance referendum can bring something to the council, but quite frankly, I just want to get the job done. We're not regulated by previous rules that are very arbitrary. We deal with human needs. And I've got the best team in America, starting with Chief Satterwhite, Munoz, Diaz, Brian, myself. We work around the clock. We'll be in the emergency center all weekend. We're not paying any attention to any previous threshold. We're concerned about human beings. And while I've also got your attention, let me just let you know, I've already contacted the Kansas City mayor this morning and accepted his wager. He wants to bet some barbecue who's going to win. I told him not only do I match him, but I raise his bet by throwing in some Irma original Mexican food. And I also told him don't set his table, because that's why you play the game. I told him I have a lot to deal with, but we will enjoy the game, and we'll let Kansas City know they're in for a fight. So it's a great day for us to come together. I would ask everyone to care for their fellow Houstonian, the weather, the safety factors, and let's celebrate what a great city we have. Wade, I'm ready to turn it over to you, unless any of my first responders have something that we need to emphasize. And we will speak to our Spanish-speaking friends and residents before we leave the podium. Wade, you want to come forward? Thank you all for being here. This is something to be excited about. Dress properly, and I'll see you all over there about 5:45 Sunday morning.
We can't thank you enough, Mayor. We know you have a job to do 365 days a year. We have this weekend and all the focus and attention that you give to us. We can't be more appreciative. Obviously, the public safety for an event of this magnitude requires a lot of planning. We meet year-round with these folks, and we have for the past 15 years, planning for a variety of challenges that we see on race day. We've been through a lot over the last 15 years, and our committee and board of directors could not be more thankful for everybody here that support us. First, I was going to just pass it on to Chief Diaz to address the crowd about our plans for Sunday. Just a brief statement. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me, Mayor. Thank you for the kind words. This police department already has done it for the last 15 years, so they're ready. I want to congratulate the team working with Chevron on a daily basis to make sure that this is safe, to make sure that the runners finish. Hopefully they all finish, but know that we have partnered with the state police. They'll add 30 to 35 troopers along the routes, as well as air support during the flight, during the actual race. So it's an organization, a police department that's done it before, has done the heavy lifting. So we're prepared in every aspect. So we're ready to put this on and have a great day. The weather, only thing I'll add is if you're watching your family member or loved one run, please dress in layers, bundle up. Make sure that you have something warm around you or near you so that we don't have another weather-related emergency that we have to use a resource on someone on the sidelines watching the race. So thank you very much for having us, and it's going to be a great race. Thank you.
One thing I got so excited about the marathon, not only will we have the marathon Sunday, we'll have the MLK parades on Monday. So we'll be watching the elements as we go into Sunday evening and Monday. But I would encourage everyone to enjoy coming together for the MLK parades on Sunday morning. Any other questions or comments? Wade, I'm ready to let my team go back to work.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So much.
Yo, thank y'all. You got anything? No.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Well, next I'd like to bring up.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
I'd like my staff to speak to our Spanish-speaking residents about the safety and the enjoyment of the Chevron parade.
Thank you.
Chevron Marathon.
Vamos a dar un resumen breve en español. El alcalde y todo el equipo de las agencias policíacas que vieron aquí, que quieren asegurar a todos los miembros de nuestra comunidad que tenemos toda la seguridad en lugar, en orden, y que todo está preparado para que no solo el maratón del domingo, pero también el MLK Parade, que va a ser el lunes, que todos esos eventos públicos se van a llevar a cabo con máxima seguridad y que todas nuestras agencias están trabajando juntas para asegurar que no solo nos mantendremos seguros de cualquier amenaza, pero también del clima, que sabemos que va a estar muy frío empezando el domingo. El alcalde quiere asegurarlos que no solo vamos a estar trabajando este fin de semana, pero también a partir del domingo vamos a tener una rueda de prensa con actualización acerca de cómo viene el clima, qué podemos esperar, pero sabemos que va a haber lluvia y también temperaturas muy bajas que pueden causar elementos peligrosos en las carreteras. Entonces, por favor, tengan eso en mente. Y si vienen al maratón el domingo a ver a sus familiares, por favor, abríguense con la ropa adecuada para que no tengamos que utilizar nuestros servicios de emergencia para asuntos relacionados con el clima y podamos enfocarnos en el maratón. También quiere que sepan todos que vamos a abrir 10 centros de calentamiento a partir del domingo a las 6, y estos 10 centros de calentamiento tendrán comida, agua y también jaulas para sus mascotas. Estos lugares vamos a tenerlos en nuestra página de web y vamos a estar seguros de dárselos a los medios de comunicación para que todos sepan dónde ir si necesitan un lugar caliente. Muchas gracias.
Thank you again for all the city's support. We couldn't do it without you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our medical director, Lars Thesrup, talk a little bit about race day. While the weather is looking like it's going to get rather chilly on Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday, currently Sunday morning's looking pretty good for runners. So let's welcome Dr. Thesrup to address a few items with the cold and other health concerns and preparations.
Thank you, Wade. Good morning. First, I'd like to start off by thanking Chevron for their support of the full marathon and Aramco for their support of the half marathon. Also like to thank our public safety partners and the mayor for their support of this race. We work with them year-round to ensure we have a safe race for our runners, and that includes tabletops and meetings, and that relationship's absolutely crucial for our success. So thank you. As some of you may know, the medical operations for the marathon is quite extensive. We have 22 aid stations on the course that are able to take care of a variety of medical problems, including hypothermia and hyperthermia. We also have 25 bike teams that'll be roaming the course, as well as we create an emergency room in the GRB every single year with some ancillary services. And that includes podiatry, minor medical care, massage, medical massage. We have even a critical care area if it's needed. We've had a partnership with Herman now for 2 years, providing ECMO for those critical cases, cardiac cases that may or hopefully don't occur. And I believe we're the only race in the country that does this. But the backbone of our medical care really boils down to our volunteers. Every single physician, nurse, tech, massage therapist, paramedic, everybody who's volunteering this weekend is doing so out of their kindness of wanting to take care of our runners. Without them, none of this would be possible. On our course, we also have approximately 20 ambulances staffed by Acadian as well as the Houston Fire Department and multiple medical gators, carts, whatnot to transport patients to the GRB. Now, in regards to the weather, it is looking like a cold race this year. Same as last year, but maybe a little colder. We're looking at a starting line temp of about 35 degrees with the wind chill, possibly in the high 20s, low 30s, and the temperature getting to about the low mid 40s about early afternoon. We're also going to have a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind with gusts coming out of the north up to 25 miles per hour. So for our runners, a couple things to keep in mind. As you've heard, it's really important to layer. Layer, layer, layer. And don't discard your layers too early. Because when you take that turn at the 14-mile mark on the full or the 8.5-mile mark on the half, you're going to be running straight into the wind. So keep your layers so you can put them back on and stay warm. We're also going to have 5 warming buses on the course available to our runners if they need to heat up. Also, make sure you protect your extremities. Good set of gloves, a hat, good socks to keep yourself warm. And don't overlook hydration. You can still get dehydrated in this weather, so drink when you're thirsty. If you decide to stop running, we'll have SAG vans at every first aid station out there. So make your way to a first aid station. They're spaced out every 1.5 miles in the first 2/3 of the race and about every 3/4 miles on the last third of the race. And they're available to take you back to the GRB if needed. Also remember to listen to your body. If you start having chest pain, shortness of breath, or any sort of medical issue, stop and seek help. We have plenty of volunteers to help you. And then finally, most importantly, enjoy the day. It's actually going to be a beautiful day to be running through the streets of Houston. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We are going to pause and get ready for the charity portion of the Run for a Reason program celebrating its 30th anniversary. We're going to pause while we get everybody situated in the room till the bottom of the hour here at 10:30. If you have any questions, you can speak with Cora, our manager of public relations. She can speak with you and answer any questions that you may have during this downtime. All right, thank you so much, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Do you want to address it? Question was preparations in light of New Orleans. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, you're concerned about what? Well, we're being very proactive. Obviously, we always know when there's a large coming together of the public, you want to do everything right. I've got the best team in America. We're collaborating with other agencies, and of course, we're not going to tell you everything we're doing, but I can assure you I've got the best professionals in America. We want everyone to know that we're going to have a safe event and going to have a lot of fun. Bring your families out. I'll be kicking it off at 5:45. Then I'll probably go by Memorial Park to cheer on some friends. So it's just a great day, and it's quite frankly a celebration. And Chevron gets so much credit with our other partners. I saw Aramco here a moment ago. This is really a Houston special event. We do a lot of events. We'll be going into the rodeo season shortly, where we'll have hundreds of thousands of people on NRG campus. So, you know, we do things right. We're prepared. In my office some days 7/24. I don't leave town. I've got the best chiefs in America. I've got a lot of confidence in the FBI. You know, they want their actions to speak for themselves. So I don't see a problem. We've really crossed our T's and dotted our I's. The warming centers, we do that routinely. The team's been out on the street. We've got a HPD outreach team where we do our best to persuade people to go. You may read about someone that says he would go if he just had a place. I was on Market Square with the chief and his staff Saturday night at 10 o'clock trying to get homeless to go to the Fondy Center. We had a gentleman, we had his ride prepared, and when the ride got there, he chose not to go. We all know mental health plays a real unfortunate role in the homeless population, and we have plans to address that. But quite frankly, today is about the marathon, how we've done everything possible to get ready. It's going to have a huge impact on the morale of Houstonians. You know, people are really pumped to be a Houstonian right now. People are moving here in large numbers. I'm excited to be the mayor. I look forward to going to work every day, resolving some of the challenges that most major cities have. But we're ahead of so many cities in our preparation for safety, health, and welfare of our citizens and our guests. We want people to leave Houston and say, wow, they do it right. So with that said, I was trying to get my team back to work, but we're going to visit a little bit more with them. And certainly, Brian Mason in the Emergency Center is in constant touch with Centerpoint, ERCOT, our state officials, and everyone's obviously preparing. And in terms of generation and power coming into the city, that's an ERCOT regulated matter. You know, depends on what day of the week it is, their reply, but today they're saying they've got sufficient power. It'll be a challenge. The state level, which I just left state government, has a lot of responsibility. As we grow as a state, and we're growing in every community across this state, we've got to do a better job of generation, renewables, transition of power, and it's just a great time to be in Houston in the state of Texas. And the key to it, and you could put it down as my middle name, collaboration with the county, the state, and our federal officials and these law enforcement agencies. I've got the best fire and police chief in America. And Brian Mason doesn't miss a beat out at the emergency center. So I think we need to get back to the celebration of the marathon. We've given everyone the most transparent preparation you've probably ever seen. And we will not rest till we complete the marathon. Then we'll move into Monday morning with the celebration of the MLK parades. We'll have a press availability with up-to-date news at 6 p.m. at the Emergency Center Sunday to let you know the best information we get from the National Weather Service. That's about everything that we're supposed to do. We're a great city. We're going to have great results, and I need to go back to work myself. Some might call this work. I call it why I ran for office, quite frankly, leadership. Wade, I'm ready to do the charity aspect. Yeah, we're fixing to talk about the real benefit of this marathon is we're going to help those that just need a lift. So thank you for what y'all do, and let's go forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll resume with the charity portion in just a moment. Thanks for your time.
Check one. Check 1 2. Check one.
Okay, thank you for your patience as we cleared the room. Wanted to get everybody reset so we can get our charities in place. But again, just to look back, we're so fortunate to have the support of the mayor and all the public safety agencies. It's fantastic, everything that they do for us. Oh, I guess we're all still getting settled here today. But we're going to talk now a little bit about some of the neat things that this race does. You know, over race weekend, we'll have over 34,000 participants, 7,000 volunteers, 250,000 spectators along the course, and it's an amazing event. What's really special is the philanthropic nature of this event. We do amazing things, economic impact over the race weekend and what we do. But what the Chevron Houston Marathon Run for a Reason program does is it supports 60 charities throughout over race weekend, allows them to fundraise, and that money goes to supporting their amazing causes year round. So it's not just the impact that this race has on race weekend, it's the thousands of people and causes that benefit from our runners and our corporate partners who donate to our official Run for a Reason charities each year. We've hit some pretty amazing numbers. We started this program in 1995. Since then, we've raised $39 million, our runners and corporations, to help over 200 charities. Yes. Thank you. 39 million is amazing. We're already over $1.5 million raised this year, and we think that we'll hit the $40 million plateau this year, which is unbelievable. The other amazing thing is $28 million of that 39 million have been raised just in the past 13 years. We put a heavy emphasis on this, and the runners have stepped up. We take a great deal of pride of being able to provide this platform, because that's all we're doing is we're providing a platform for these charities to go out and recruit runners who fundraise for them, recruit corporations that help as well. The numbers are amazing. We have I want to recognize right now is I want to thank Chevron. Thank you so much for your philanthropic nature. Aramco, thank you for all that you've done, stepping behind your community initiative to support the Houston Marathon Foundation that we'll recognize. But the Chevron Run for a Reason program had a charity challenge every year in December. On Giving Tuesday this year, we set a record with the most funds ever raised on that day, nearly $250,000. We also blew the record out for the 10-day program. We raised $536,000 in 10 days with these contests, which is $200,000 more than we've ever done during that race week, which is just absolutely amazing. Some of the contests of that, the contest is, there's 3 categories on that. It's most funds raised on Giving Tuesday, most funds raised overall, and most unique donations during that period of time. And it's my pleasure right now to introduce the Manager of Corporate Affairs for Chevron, Amber Tierce, to recognize these charities that have won this weekend. And I also want to add that this is the 20th anniversary of Chevron's sponsoring this event, and we couldn't be more happy to have them as our 2 decades of supporting us and allowing us to do the things we do. Amber?
Hi, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this really special part of Marathon Weekend. Mayor Whitmire, thank you for the kind remarks, and we couldn't agree with you more that this philanthropic aspect of Race Weekend is what it's all about. It's about building community. It's about lifting up our neighbors and supporting Houston in every way that we can. And so we're especially excited to be here. This is our 20th anniversary as the presenting sponsor of the Chevron Houston Marathon. And I think with milestones like these, it's only natural to think about the past 20 years. And every year we keep saying, oh, this was the best year ever. This was the best year ever. And now we hear Wade talking about all the records that were broken. And it does keep getting better. And I also want to take a moment in that 20 years of our history of being the presenting sponsor to recognize the work and tireless efforts of our first responders. We just heard from many of them in the previous press conference, and we couldn't do it without their dedication. Local law enforcement, medical, health, fire, everyone involved, and we really appreciate everything that they've done to make this a safe and festive event. So without further ado, we are going to start with the Run for a Reason charity challenge. As Wade said, this is the 30th anniversary of this program. It's raised almost $40 million. That's a tremendous testament, I think, to these organizations that are running their own race every day. And we can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing to address the needs of our community. I know it's tiring work, but it's also super rewarding. And as a company that has been here for over 100 years, we can't thank you enough for all that you're doing for our community. So without further ado, let's announce the winners of the Chevron Houston Marathon Run for a Reason Charity Challenge. The first charity organization that we'll recognize received the greatest number of donations on Giving Tuesday, and that is Houston Haven. So if I can have Jay Nodskoff, president and founder, Keith Nodskoff, and board member and marathon team captain Mike Moore join me. We'll give them their check. And funds will be used for housing and support for families visiting Houston while fighting cancer. All right. Do you want us to move this way a little bit? Can we shift that way? I think the podium's in the way. There we go.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
All right, the next one, most donations in total, goes to the Houston Parkinson Society. So here to accept the gift is Kathleen Christ, Executive Director, and Lucretia Lamb, Director of Special Events. Funds will be used to provide the much-needed programs, services, and resources necessary to manage the everyday challenges of living with Parkinson's. All right, next one, highest number of donations made by unique donors goes to the Arbor School. Here today to accept the 25,000 gift are Juliana Jelonic, Executive Director, and Laurel Keller, Director of Development. Funds will support the mission to enable children with significant special needs to reach their full potential by educating, empowering, and building hope for our students and their families. Congratulations again to all of those winners from the Chevron Houston Marathon Charity Challenge. So one final award that we would like to give today is in honor of Chevron's 20th anniversary of being the presenting sponsor. We'd like to highlight an organization called Soul Loved. Soul Love is removing barriers for underserved youth entering sports that they love by providing much needed tennis shoes, which I can't think of a more appropriate way than to commemorate the marathon. Soul Love's mission is to help close this gap by providing sneakers to children in need. And here is Stacy Bourgeois, founder of Soul Love, to accept the check. All right, with that, I'll hand it back to Wade.
Well, the next, thank you so much, Chevron. Congratulations to the Chevron Houston Charity Challenge winners today. It's so great to see how happy and the impact it's going to make for all of your charities. So thank you so much. Next, we'd like to invite and recognize Aramco. And I just wanted to say a few things. The Houston Marathon Foundation has been the beneficiary of Aramco's commitment to the community the last 3 years. We have a running program, after school running program for at-risk schools. It allows kids to train after school, and we give them the opportunity to come run in the 5K or the half marathon. As short as 3 years ago, the program featured about 300 kids that we were able to provide shirts, shoes, training materials, transportation for the whole entire group to our race, free race entry to our race. Some of the kids had never even been downtown before. They get to experience our 5K or our half marathon, achieve goals, feel the success of setting a goal and following through and achieving those goals. What the support that the Aramco has given to us over the last 3 years has allowed us to increase that to 1,000 students this year. We'll have 1,000 students that have been training for the last month, and we're able to give a school stipend to help the coaches with training, again, shoes and equipment. We'll have almost 800 kids running in the 5K, a complimentary of Aramco and the Houston Marathon Foundation. We host a Meet the Elites program for these kids that they can go meet some of the elite runners from Brooks. Brooks is also an amazing partner in this. They'll meet for breakfast to get to ask the athletes questions. The athletes can share important stuff about the joys of running, how it can help you, not just your physical, but your mental health, goal setting, how it can help you stay in school, go to school, participate in school events. And it's just really neat to see the interaction between our professional athletes talking to these young kids. So I'm honored to introduce Director of Corporate Affairs for Aramco, Hatem Alfayez, who made this happen. So more than tripling the number of kids that are able to participate in this program. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Wade, and good morning. We are excited to be here today as Aramco emphasizes the importance of being a good neighbor in the city we call home. Corporate citizenship, it's at the heart of everything that we do, and we established the Committed to the Community program with a belief that strategic investment in people and communities can empower future generation. Congratulations to Houston Marathon Foundation After School Running Program. It is our honor to support the program that will benefit more than 1,000 students. We're excited to share the kids running the races during this weekend. To the Houston Marathon Foundation, thank you for your outstanding service to our community. We present you this check on behalf of Aramco and our employees. Thank you.
President of the Houston Marathon Foundation. Born and bred here.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Great job. I really do appreciate it. All right, thank you again. It's so great to see the joy and all the benefits that come from these donations from the corporations. It lasts a lifetime. And again, it's the best part of the job for us is to see all these great charities benefit from it year round. So what we're going to do now is another exciting aspect of our event. We're going to hear from our amazing elite field. As you know, the Houston Marathon is a gold labeled event by World Athletics, as well as the Aramco Houston Half Marathon. We're the only organization in the world that hosts 2 gold labeled events simultaneously in the entire world. We take a lot of pride in that. It takes a lot of logistics and planning to do that, but we're really, really excited. It's going to be broadcast live this year, again, with our partners at ABC 13. Greg Bailey, we're going to be introducing here shortly to come up and host the rest of the press conference. is our anchor for the event. And we're really, really excited about the races that we're going to be putting on Sunday. So we're going to go get our elite athletes and get them shifted in here. And if everybody wants to take a short break, we'll start at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock with the Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you. All right, thank you so much for your patience. We're really, really excited about our elite fields this weekend. As we mentioned, we've got defending champions, we've got rivals, we've got American records, defending American records. As you all know, we currently hold the American half marathon records for the women's half marathon and the men's half marathon. One set last year, one set 18 years ago by Ryan Hall, but Wayne Kaladi set it last year for the women, and it still holds. So we like it when Houston's the fastest half marathon in the nation, and it competes as one of the fastest half marathons in the world. But as we get started and talk about the elites, I'm again happy to introduce Mayor John Whitmire to thank our partners and address the weekend specifically. So, Mayor, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, Wade. You've done an excellent job. As we said earlier, we attract individuals, participants, and viewers from around the world, literally. So we're fixing to see in real time the elite athletes from around the world. Most of us will never be able to appreciate being an elite athlete. It's got to be a special feeling. It obviously demonstrates their hard work and many years of preparation, but we're excited that they're here. And that's the reason so many hundreds of thousands of Houstonians will come out to watch these elite athletes. And Wade, if you're ready to present them to our viewers, thank y'all. Thank you, Wade.
So much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, they will be coming up, Mayor. If you can feel free to enjoy the press conference at your leisure. It's my pleasure now to introduce our host of today's press conference, and I'm sure you're very, very happy to hear from somebody other than myself as well. We'll get a professional in here to do the job. He joined us a few years ago as our lead anchor and for our live event on ABC 13, and just does an amazing job and a really amazing person. Welcome, Greg Bailey from ABC 13.
Well, good morning and welcome everyone. On behalf of everyone at ABC 13, we are so proud to be back as the broadcast partner. We have learned throughout the years that our audience will not just be here in the great city of Houston and across Southeast Texas on Sunday morning for that live broadcast. It will be runners, race fans from around every corner of the globe. Everyone understands in the racing community that records fall here in Houston. We have another world-class elite field, and people will tune in on our live stream across the world. And it makes us, again, so proud to be a part of a world-class event that calls Houston home. One of the great lessons that we've learned along the way, this incredible gathering of people does not happen without great partners. And certainly leading the way is our sponsor, our title sponsor from Chevron, back for another year, the 20th year, did I hear you say earlier? Congratulations on that. And we are thankful for the great community and the great people of Chevron. And with that in mind, we welcome Amber Tierce, our corporate affairs manager, to welcome you back to another great year of the Chevron Houston Marathon.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks everyone for being here. We are so excited to be here celebrating our 20th anniversary of the presenting sponsorship for the Chevron Houston Marathon. You know, it's natural during these milestones to reflect on all that has changed, and we've just seen some amazing events through the years, and it keeps getting better every single year. Another thing that we've seen change for us as a company is that this is the first year that Houston is our official headquarters. Chevron's been a part of the Houston community for over 100 years, and we have 7,000 employees here. So it's always felt like home, but officially in 2025, this is our official home. So we're thrilled about that. But one of the things that has remained constant throughout our partnership is our unwavering commitment to the Houston community. And that's why I'm pleased to present today that Chevron is extending this partnership to the year 2030. So the Chevron Houston Marathon is here to stay for a while, and we couldn't be more thrilled to announce that today. And so with that, before I turn it back to Greg, I just want to thank the running community. I want to thank our partners at the Chevron Houston Marathon, the Marathon Foundation, the entire running community, our spectators, our fans, our first responders, and everyone that comes together to make this such an amazing event for our community. Thank you.
You saved an exciting announcement in there. Well, we are thrilled to welcome Chevron back as they extend their commitment to this world-class event. Obviously, part of what makes that happen is a world-class field. We have Olympians here in Houston. We have record setters. Obviously, the reputation of the course here in Houston, records fall year in and year out, and it's one of the things that makes it so exciting. With that in mind, we want to begin our panel discussions with the elite field from the men's Chevron Houston Marathon. We welcome from Kenya, Dominic Ondoro comes to the stage. Dominic, welcome to you, a two-time winner here of the Chevron Houston Marathon. Come on up. We also welcome from Germany, Hendrik Pfeiffer joins us today. Hendrik, come on up. And from Ethiopia, now representing Germany, we welcome Haftem Welde. Haftem, welcome to you. So just as a reminder for our elite runners, get those microphones up right close so everyone can hear exactly what you have to say. We begin with Dominic Ondoro, a two-time winner of the Chevron Houston Marathon. What memories stand out, Dominic, from your wins here in Houston?
Okay. Hello.
I think we got you.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry. Let me take this opportunity to thank Houston organizers to give me this chance to come again to Houston.
Well, congratulations on your great success. One of the great finishes in Houston Marathon history. How did your training help you beat Sadat Ayana by just 1 second back in 2023?
Yes, I hope this time I will do it like that.
It was a remarkable finish. Congratulations again and welcome back to Houston.
Thank
We
you.
continue with Hendrik Pfeiffer. You led last year's Chevron Houston Marathon for 22 miles and set a personal best. What was the key to such a strong performance?
Yeah, I have great memories to last year's race. It was a breakthrough for me, my marathon personal best. And I trained a lot at home in Germany in cold winter conditions, but I used a lot my treadmill to prepare. And the treadmill training was pretty essential for my performance last year. And I did the same in the build up towards this year's race.
Well, congratulations on a great finish and a great performance here. I've never seen this in a bio before, and I love it. The fastest marathon ever run in a suit. What is the story behind that, and how did that happen, Hendrik?
It's true. I won the fastest half marathon in a suit. It's a Guinness World Record, but it was more like a fun event. I wanted to show that there's a way to combine professional running with working in a company, and that was my way to show the situation. But now I'm a full professional runner, and I'm glad to be it. And that's why I want to still improve my personal best to new regions. Last year, my 207 was, as I said, a big breakthrough, but I still trained a lot from them. And I think I have the shape to attack the course record. I hope that we will have a group to do it. And yeah, it will be a strong field, and I want to be part of it.
Well, course records, obviously a tradition here. American records, world records fall as well. We also welcome Haftem Welde, representing Germany. We welcome you to your first race here in the United States. Why did you choose Houston for your U.S. debut?
ኦኬ መጀመሪያ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ስለተሰጠኝ እድል እዚህ ለመሮጥ። ሁለተኛ ደግሞ ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ ነው እዚህ የመጣሁት። ትሬኒንግ ነበርኩና ከዛ እስኪ ራሴን እንትን ለማየት ብዬ ነው 5 ሳምንት ምናምን ሲቀረኝ ወደዚህ ለመሮጥ ሙሉ ለሙሉ የወሰንኩት። እዚህ እንድሮጥ ስለተፈቀደልኝ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ለእሑድ ደግሞ በጣም ዝግጅቱ ጥሩ ነው። ጥሩ ውጤት አመጣለሁ ብዬ ደግሞ ሙሉ ተስፋ አለኝ።
First, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to run here. I was training about 5 weeks ago, and I wanted to see what kind of shape I was in, and this is the race that I wanted to run. I'm very grateful to be able to run here. My preparation has been going well, and I hope to do well in the race.
Well, we welcome you to Houston. Haptum is part of one of the most inspirational stories that we have ever heard in racing, realizing that you had running talent while chasing down a bus in a refugee camp. How has long distance running changed your life?
ሩጫ እንትን የቀየረው ሶሪ ወደ ሩጫ የገባሁት የዛሬ 10 ዓመት እውነት ነው። የስደተኛ ካምፕ ነበርኩ። ልክ ጃንዋሪ በዚህ ማለት ነው። ከካምፕ አልወጣም ነበርኩና ጀርመን ውስጥ ከካምፕ እንደወጣን ወደ ትንሽ የገጠር ቤት እየኖርኩ ያለው እሑድ ነበርና ባሷን ለመድረስ ወደ ከተማ ለመሄድ 3 ኪሎ ሜትር መሄድ አለብኝ ከነበርኩበት ማለት ነው። እሑድ ስለሆነ በየጊዜው አትገኝ። በዛን ሰዓት ነው እኔ በ15 ደቂቃ ነው የገባሁት እንትኑ የ3 ኪሎ ሜትር ማለት ነው። ግን እኔ ጀስት ሰዓቱ እንትን ለማለት ነው የሄድኩት። መጨረሻ ላይ ከዛ በኋላ ነው እንደምሮጥ እንትን ያወቅኩትና ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ 10 ኪሎ ሜትር ስሮጥ 35 ገባሁ። እንድሮጥ ያነቃቃኝ ግን ያቺ ባሷን የሄድኩባት እንዳታመልጠኝ በዛ ሰዓት ነው እንትን ያደርኩት።
Yes, it's true. It's about 10 years ago that I began to run, and I was in a refugee camp at the time in Germany, and I was living somewhere in a rather out of the way place. And in order to go to town, it was about a 3-kilometer trip, and the bus does not come frequently. So I was running to catch the bus, and it took me 15 minutes to cover a roughly 3-kilometer distance to catch the bus. And that's how I knew that I could run. So after that, I started running, and in my first 10-kilometer race, I ran 35 minutes. But yes, what inspired me initially to start running was chasing that bus.
Well, we are glad that you made it and glad that you discovered your remarkable talent, and we welcome you to Houston. How about a round of applause for that? Amazing. One more time for our men's elite field. We thank you all. We're going to invite you guys to step up and take a picture. Dominic Ondoro from Kenya, 2-time winner of the Chevron Houston Marathon. Hendrik Pfeiffer from Germany, a record setter in his own right, along with Haptum Welde, now representing Germany. We welcome you all.
We do have a question from the YouTube
Okay,
chat.
after the photo, we'll do it. Thank you. If I could get you guys to stay with the microphones for 1 second, we have a question right over here. Who's the question for?
So this is for Dominique, and it's a question about the dips on the Allen Parkway. How do you deal with that, and also the headwind that we're expecting tomorrow, all the headwind? Okay. It's for the headwind that we're going to deal with tomorrow with the wind. How do you deal with that, and also the dips when you go on Allen Parkway?
I think if the weather is going to be good, I think I want to do the same last time. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you all, and have a great race on Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. We continue with the women's elite field for the Chevron Houston Marathon. We begin those introductions with a native of Ethiopia. We welcome Anna Dibaba to the stage. Anna, welcome. We continue with another Ethiopian star, Sige Halsalese from Ethiopia. We welcome you as well. Along with Erica Kemp from the United States, a 6-time All-American at North Carolina State. Go ahead and grab a seat. We welcome you with a round of applause. Thank you for joining us. We'll begin with Anna Dibaba. Next in line for one of the great families in racing history worldwide with such a long list of Olympic gold medals and accomplishments, what is the most important lesson or inspiration you have taken from your family's remarkable success, Anna? And is your microphone on? Maybe a reminder for all your runners in case some of the men might have turned those off. Just goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's working. Okay, the biggest lesson for me from my family is winning is not the only goal in athletics. Winning is like the goal you got. Success is something winning yourself. So everyone have your own goals. So I have a plan or goals to do.
Wonderful. In 2023, Anna finished fourth in the Aramco half marathon. What do you remember the most about that race here in Houston?
Yeah, it was amazing race. It was my first time trying marathon. I appreciate marathon and I love marathon. I love longer trainings. I was so happy for doing my personal best in my first marathon there, and the weather was amazing. I was so happy.
Well, we're happy to have you here in Houston. Congratulations on all your great success. Welcome.
Thank you.
We continue with Sige Helsalese from Ethiopia. Your marathon wins include titles in both Stockholm and in Cape Town. Can you share one or two keys that allowed you to win those races?
እኔ እዛ እንዳሸንፍ ያደረገኝ ትሬኒንግ በመስራቴ ነው። ረጅም ሰርቼ ጠንክሬ እዛ እንዳሸንፍ በቅቻለሁ።
What allowed me to win there was the training that I did. I did a lot of long runs and was very strong in my training. That's what allowed me to win.
Well, congratulations on your success. The Chevron Houston Marathon, your first race here in the United States. Why did you choose Houston for your debut?
እዚህ ለመጀመሪያ ነው ሂውስተን ማራቶን እና እዚህ ስለጋበዛችኝ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ጠንክሬ ውድድር ተሳታፊ በመሆኔ በጣም ደስተኛ ነኝ እዚህ በመጣት።
It was my first time running here at the Houston Marathon, and I'm very grateful that you invited me to come here. I've been preparing well, and I hope to be a very good competitor.
Well, welcome. We're certain that you will be. We continue with Erica Kemp. We mentioned a six-time All-American at North Carolina State. We welcome you back to Houston, where you set your personal best in the Aramco half marathon last year. Why have you made the move to the full marathon in 2025? That's great.
Oh my God. I decided to run the full this year because I've built up some good course karma with coming to Houston, having a good experience, and running a massive PB. And we're here to compete against these great women tomorrow and hopefully run another massive PB.
When you say course karma, as you arrive here in Houston, do you have good feelings you think that can propel you to a great finish?
Yes. It's been such a good experience every time I've come to Houston. I mean, even today it was sunny and I didn't need a puffer jacket, which we're deep into winter in New England right now. So coming down to Houston in the middle of January is always just a super nice break, and the running is always fantastic.
Well, you've won 20K and 15K U.S. championships. How is the full marathon perhaps a different test for you as a runner?
Yeah, the full marathon's a challenge because you have to double it. I feel so good with the half marathon and the 20K. And we've just spent the last couple of years really trying to figure out how to just be strong enough to double that effort and really compete at the end. And I think we've just about figured it out.
The full course here in Houston, the half course here in Houston, what makes them unique, and why do so many world-class runners enjoy running here in Houston? Erica.
Amanda Vestry just asked me about the course before this, and I don't remember a single thing about it, which is great because when you're running longer distances, the best races are when you can zone out and just like be in that flow state and just run to the best of your ability. And I have that experience every time I run in Houston.
Well, we love it. Welcome back, and welcome to all of you to the Women's Chevron Houston Marathon, our elite runners. Do we have any questions? Yes, sir, right out here.
Yeah, I have a question for Erica. Nice to see you. What did you learn from your first marathon in Boston?
What I learned from debuting in Boston was just how brutal the marathon is, because it seemed like it shouldn't be that big of a jump. Like, yes, it's twice as long as a half, but getting to mile 18, that was completely uncharted territory. And I think having that experience will make this marathon a lot better, especially without Heartbreak Hill and all of those things on the back end of the course. The finish for Houston is very user-friendly, so I think it'll be a good day.
And a quick follow-up, what's it like training under Kurt Manager and maybe you got some advice from Molly Hub?
Yeah, training with Kurt has been incredible. He's very thoughtful in all of his training. We had a couple hiccups back in the fall, but I've never felt more prepared. My long runs have never gone better, and I've never been more excited about running a longer distance. So I think learning to be adaptable was super, beneficial. And obviously having Molly around, and before Emily Sisson moved away, just the vibes in Providence, Rhode Island, even though it's such a small space, there's a lot of really, really good talent there. So just like being in proximity to that is super beneficial.
Any more questions?
For Erica, what over here on the left
To
side?
your right.
That's your right. The chat wants to know, what's the biggest challenge you feel facing you for the Houston Marathon?
The biggest challenge, I think, will be this almost the same exact challenge as in the half, just not going out too fast, because you're so excited, it's going to be a good day, and it's so hard to pace yourself early in those first few miles because it's not super hot here, and it's also dark, which does, at least it throws me off a little bit. When the gun goes off and the sun's not up yet, you just like kind of don't really know what to do, and also like that little bit of fear of the dark makes you kind of like want to run a little faster. So I think just being calm and steady in those first few miles will be the biggest challenge.
All right, we welcome you all again to Houston, and we thank our elite field from the Women's Chevron Houston Marathon. I think we're going to take a photo with you guys up front. Welcome and thank you all. Have a great race on Sunday. Thank you very much. As we transition to the Aramco half marathon on Sunday, we remind ourselves that our title sponsor has done so much to make that event one of the great events anywhere in the world of racing. And with that in mind, we welcome the Director of Public Affairs for Aramco, Hatem Al-Fayez.
Thank you, Greg. Aramco is excited to take part in such a world-class event. We have been the title sponsor of the Aramco Houston Half Marathon for more than 20 years, and we recently celebrated Aramco 50th anniversary in Houston, where we strive to be a good citizen in the city our employee calls home. This event is special to us at Aramco. Houston Marathon Weekend not only celebrates health and fitness, but also spread awareness of local nonprofit organizations. From the charities to the runners to the volunteers, the Aramco Houston Half Marathon enable us to connect with the community. It is our honor to support the Marathon Committee, the City of Houston, the elite athletes, and many runners who enjoy this sport. I would like to thank everyone that makes this possible. We sincerely appreciate the Houston Marathon Committee, the Mayor's Office, Chief Medical Officer of the City of Houston, first responders with the Houston Police Department and Houston Fire Department, as well as all of the agencies involved in emergency management. A special thank you to the volunteers, including our own employees and their families. Many thanks to the fans. Best of luck for all of the runners. We wish you the perfect condition for a perfect race. Thank you.
Thank you, Hatem, and thank you to all the great people at Aramco. We continue with our elite field in the Aramco Men's Half Marathon. Let's begin with Jamal Yimmer from Ethiopia, a two-time champion in the Aramco Half Marathon. Come on up, Jamal. We also welcome a seven-time All-American from the University of Colorado, also an Olympic medalist, two times in the mixed triathlon. We welcome Morgan Pearson to the stage. Welcome. From Minneapolis, before he also starred at Colorado, we welcome Joe Klecker to the stage. Joe? And finally, a two-time cross-country champion at BYU who has had remarkable success running distance and long distance. We welcome Connor Mance today. Well, welcome to you all. We start with our two-time champion in the Aramco Half Marathon, Jamal Yimmer from Ethiopia. Jamal, you won those two titles by about 1 second each time. How much did a runner-up finish in 2019 motivate you to race so hard to the finish line to win this race twice?
አመሰግናለሁ። መጀመሪያ ማመስገን የምፈልገው የሂውስተን ውድድር አዘጋጆችን በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። በተደጋጋሚ ሊጋብዙኝ በመቻላቸው ውድድሩን ፋስት ውድድርም ሩጫለሁ 58 33 58 36 ሩጫለሁ እና በዛን ታይም ፈጣን ልሮጥ የቻልኩበት ምክንያት ያው ጥሩ ፔስ ሜከርም ነበረ። ጥሩም የአየር ሁኔታውን በጣም አሪፍ ነበረ። እነዛ ነገሮች ለኔ ጥሩ ናቸው ብዬ ወስናለሁ።
First, I want to thank the Houston Half Marathon organizers for inviting me repeatedly. I have run 58:33 for the half marathon, so I've run some good times. And one of the things that allows me to run fast is that I have these times in the past and there were good pacemakers in the race. The weather was also great. So these are some of the things that helped me to run well.
Well, congratulations. Jamal, what do you think about your competition this year and what kind of pace might fans see in the Aramco Half Marathon?
ያው እንግዲህ ሁሉም ለማሸነፍ ተዘጋጅቶ የሚመጣ እኔም ለዚህ ውድድር ለማሸነፍ የሚያስችል ጥሩ ተዘጋጅቼ ነው የመጣሁት። እንግዲህ የውድድሩ ቀን አናውቅም። እንግዲህ ወይዘሩን ኮርስ ሪከርድ ለማሻሻል ነው ተዘጋጅቼ የመጣሁት።
Well, all competitors have come here prepared to try to win, and I'm also here well prepared to aim to win. We don't really know what the day will be like, what the weather will be like, but I'm hoping to improve the course record.
A lofty goal for a two-time champion. Jamal Yimmer, we welcome you back to Houston. Let's continue with Morgan Pearson. We mentioned the remarkable Olympic success in the mixed triathlon relay. Why make the move to this type of road racing here in the Aramco half marathon?
Sure. So I've done a few half marathons, and last 2024 I finished my season in Malaga, Spain for the grand final triathlon, and then the next weekend was Valencia half marathon. So I decided to go run that and see what I could do just purely off the triathlon stuff, and I ran an okay race, but I was left wanting more, and I've always heard about Houston and the fast course, and I knew there would be some fast US guys, so I called my coach, and I just was like, hey, I'd like to run this. We just did a big Olympic cycle and all that pressure, and now this is more for fun and enjoyment. So yeah, I've been training pretty hard for this, and after Valencia, I hope to improve my time.
Well, congratulations on all your success in the move. You kind of introduced my follow-up question. In the running community, what do people say about the event and the course here in Houston? Erica Kemp used the term user-friendly a little bit earlier. Do people really enjoy running here in Houston, and why, perhaps?
Well, this is my first time, but just from talking to people, it's supposed to be a really like fast course. I remember I want to say it was 2020, before the Olympic trials, there were so many US guys who ran 61 minutes, and it was kind of shocking, the guys that were doing that. So I think it's well renowned to be a fast course. I mean, you still have to run the time and do it and be in shape, but I think in terms of US half marathon courses, this is the one to go after fast time.
Well, we welcome you to Houston. Look forward to a great race. We continue with Joe Klecker. Joe makes his half marathon debut here in Houston. His ability to overcome injuries really sets the table for his race weekend. Joe, if you could please share just a little bit about your road back from injury that led you here to the Aramco half marathon.
Yeah, I was injured this past spring, which was unfortunate. In the Olympic year, I was able to qualify and run at the Olympics in Tokyo, so I was very much looking forward to being in Paris. But yeah, I got injured in the spring, and I really had to refocus my goals. And so there were a lot of races to pick from, but the most exciting one to me was always Houston. And so we kind of just cleaned the calendar and put in 6 to 8 months of really good training, and wanted to come here and see what we could do.
Well, we're excited to see it. Ryan Hall, of course, set the American record in the Aramco half marathon right here in 2007. You have said publicly that record could fall sometime soon. Given the field, given what you know about the weather, could that record fall on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could. I've never run a half marathon. I haven't seen the course yet. And so I think there's a lot of variables that will come into play on Sunday, but I've seen the field, and there's people in this race who have run faster than that record. And so if I go in there and try and win, and if I feel good, push for it, I think it's possible. Certainly some of the stuff I've done in training, I believe indicates that it's a doable goal. But yeah, in a half marathon, there's a lot of variables, and weather will be one. And so I think we'll just, see what the day gives us.
If I could follow up quickly for everyone in the racing community, already an Olympian, my understanding is you will take one more shot in the 10,000 meters. Why is that important to you? And if you could explain the thrill of representing the United States as an Olympian.
Yeah, no, I think that I'm kind of in my prime at 28 years old now, and I need to make this transition to the roads because I think LA Olympics will come before we know it. And I see this race Saturday as the first step of moving towards the marathon there. But that being said, I look at some of the great US marathoners in history, and they've been amazing track runners. One that comes to mind is Galen Rupp, who, despite moving to the marathon, would always go back to the track and run amazing 10Ks, maybe even good 5Ks. And so I never want to lose that focus of being fast. And that's what keeps me wanting to do the track this year. And even beyond this year, it won't be a focus, but I'm sure I'll still race on the track. And in terms of representing the US, I think maybe I didn't fully appreciate it my first 3 years because I made the US team every year at the Olympics and then 2 World Championships. And not representing this last year was kind of hard because you feel like you're missing out. You know, it was such an honor to be on that stage. And at the Olympics, you have the whole world watching you. Meanwhile, I was just at home being a fan, which was fun, but certainly felt like something was missing.
Well, congratulations on your success and welcome to Houston. We wish you well in all of your pursuits. We transitioned to Connor Mance, coming off a career year in 2024, won the U.S. Olympic trials in the marathon top 10 finish in the Paris Olympics. What were a couple of keys, Connor, to your great year in 2024?
Thank you. Yeah, 2024 was a great year. I think I don't think there was anything specific that I did in 2024 that I wasn't doing in the years past, but I think it was just consistency from the 7 years leading up to that point that really helped me to get there.
Well, congratulations on that great success. We also understand you set a new American course record in the New York City Marathon. We asked you what's possible here this weekend with this elite field.
Oh, with this elite field, there's a ton that's possible. I mean, you never know what the weather could play out as or the other, externalities. But with a field like this, you could definitely get some really fast times. I think the American record could go down. And that's part of the reason I wanted to come here is, I know this is a fast course and, you got Morgan and Joe and plenty of other really good Americans running here. So it's like, I want to be in that race, whether I'm ready or not. Like, just decided when I heard that Joe was running it, I was like, all right, I want to be in this race. Like, if he's going to go out and run like 59:30, I want to be there to try and beat him so I can be the one that takes the record. But I really don't know what's possible, but something big could happen.
You say that with a huge smile on your face. How much fun is it to know that you're competing against such great athletes who have done these remarkable things just like you have?
Oh, it's a blast. I love competing. And I love it when other people are moving to the longer distances and the roads that have been really successful on the track or in Morgan's case, in the triathlon. So it's really fun for me. It kind of has this like new challenge of, okay, there's other Americans that are, stepping up or that have stepped up in other ways that are just transitioning over. And so it just is exciting to kind of have a new challenge out there.
Well, congratulations on all your great success and welcome to Houston. Do we have any questions from our assembled media here? Yes, sir.
Joe, nice to see you. Your coach, Dathan Ritzenheim, was a terrific half marathon runner, and he ran 60 flat during his career. One of the reasons that most runners don't set a huge PB in the half marathon is they never get a chance to peak for one, and Dathan did that in a global championship. How close would you say you are to peak condition running here at Houston?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think that it's hard for me to really know how close to peak condition I am because I've never run a half. For a 5K and a 10K, I could tell you pretty spot on. This build has been a lot of trust in my coaching to get me ready for a half marathon because I don't know exactly what it takes to be ready. But some of the workouts the past few weeks, Dathan's pulled me aside and let me know that I'm certainly in better shape than he was when he ran 60 minutes. And it's kind of all the confidence I need to be, ready to go after a good race on Sunday.
I'm probably not in any like special shape that I've been in before, but I'm fit enough to go out and compete. Wish I could say, yeah, I'm ready to go and I have everything ready to go and run my best time. Or like, I think I could run my best time, but like run the best mark I could, or I'm in the best shape I have ever been, but I'm not right now. But I'm just going to go out there and trust and compete, and I think that's what's going to be important for me.
Well, I think I'm in better shape than I was when I ran Valencia at the end of October. But I know, like, if I was, say to put all my eggs in trying to break the American record, I know, like, there's a lot of stuff I would do differently. I mean, I raced a half Ironman like a month ago, and I was barely, like, I was running a little, but that was more focused on the bike of that. And then, obviously with Christmas, you like go home, and I went home to New Jersey, and it was like 35 degrees and raining the entire time. So the weather was awful. Yeah, I just moved and stuff. So, I mean, I think I'm in really good shape, and I'm just going to go out the leaders and try to be as calm and relaxed as possible and make it as far as I can. But I think no runner will ever admit that they're in like their peak shape, because they always want to think there's more, juice in the lemon for the next one. So I don't think I'm anywhere close to my best, no matter how fast I run.
Question for Joe. Has your mom regaled you about her triumph here in 1992?
No, but I've heard a lot about it. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to come to Houston. If you guys don't know, this is the city where my mom qualified for the 1992 Olympics for the U.S. team, and so definitely holds a little bit of weight. When she made the team, one of the most memorable photos I've seen of her is one crossing the line, but two on the award stand with a cowboy hat on that they gave all the qualifiers, and so I channeled that a little bit on my travel day wearing a cowboy hat.
Where were you guys living at the time?
Well, I wasn't alive.
You weren't born yet?
But
wait, how old are you?
Yeah, I was -4. But we're born and raised in Hopkins, Minnesota, and I lived there my whole life. And my parents have been there for over 30 years, so they were in Hopkins, Minnesota.
When did she retire as a professional runner?
I would say it was around 1992. After the Olympics, she ran a few more years and races, but was starting to have kids, and that's when it started to wind down.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 5 siblings.
Oh, okay. So, does she still run just recreationally?
Yeah, she does. Not as fast as she used to, but she still enjoys running.
And obviously, you weren't born, but you found out about her career, and was that part of your inspiration to become a runner?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when your mom's an Olympian and you're running like high school cross country, it's kind of everyone wonders if you're going to be able to do a similar thing. And so now that I've been an Olympian, I think that a lot of that pressure's off, and now I can just kind of have my own career. But yeah, she's a big inspiration.
Do you remember the first time you ever raced her, and who won?
Never raced her. No, I wouldn't race her. She's retired.
But even like as a 5 or 6 year old, you didn't have a competitive. Come on, Mom, let's go.
I just raced my siblings.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
This question is for Joe and Connor. They say that you guys are primarily 10K marathoners. Were there any modified training? What did you do to modify your training to step up to the, or go down to the marathon, or the half marathon, sorry?
I'll go first on that. I think we did a little bit more speed work, but it wasn't that much more this build. Just a lot more specific pace work. When I was training for the New York City Marathon, we did a lot of specific pace work, trying to dial in goal marathon pace, and or at least goal marathon effort. And on this one, we were trying to dial in goal half marathon effort. So just a little bit different, but not that much.
Yeah, so I'm coming up from the track. I've never raced on the road beyond a mile, and so a lot of this training was more mileage, longer workouts. Typically on the track, my workouts would be around 6 to 7 miles, and now they're typically 10 to 13 miles. So that was a big adjustment, but I had the last 6 to 8 months to work into that with no racing, just focusing on training. And so it was a good time to make that adjustment.
And also for Connor, so you guys make it a point to help or watch the other elites finish at the end of your races. What is the thought process behind that to just cheer them on at the end?
Well, part of it's, you're running with those guys for miles on end, and some of it is, the guys from, previous races or, breakfast the day before or something. So You just want to see how the people that you were running with, especially in a marathon, if you run with someone for 20 miles, you have this like bond with them. And so you just want to see how they finish. And I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, maybe I'll experience that tomorrow. I've never done that, so.
I'll cheer you on. I'll cheer you on.
The bond is tight for our men's elite field, the Aramco Men's Half Marathon. The headliner, Jamal Yimmer from Ethiopia. We welcome back our two-time champion, everyone else in this great field. Morgan Pearson, Connor Mance, Joe Klecker. Welcome one and all. Have a photo right up front here. They'll hand you your bibs, and we welcome you to Houston. Thank you. Thank you all, and have a great race on Sunday. Welcome to Houston. Thank you guys very much. With that, we welcome our elite field for the Aramco Women's Half Marathon. We begin with Buze Dariba from Ethiopia. Welcome to you. We'll continue with, I'll tell you what, we'll do it as a group. Come on up here, Buze. Wayne Kaladi joins us as well. Amanda Vestry, representing the United States, welcome to her. And from Germany, we welcome Esther Pfeiffer. Welcome. Those very difficult chairs that we put you in. Yes, it's not easy. Let's begin with Buze Dariba from Ethiopia. Shattered her personal best in Houston last year, finishing third. What's your favorite memory of a great day in this event last year?
መጀመሪያም እዚህ ሩጫለሁ ሀፍ ማራቶን ሰዓት ጥሩ ስለሮጥኩ እዚህ አምናም ሰዓቴን አሻሽሌ ነው የሮጥኩ። በጣም ነው የምወደው እዚህ መሮጥ። አምናም እዚህ ስለሮጥኩ ደስ ብሎኛል። ጥሩ ሰዓት ነው ሮጥኩት። ሰው በጣም ነው የምወደው ቦታ እና ደስ ይለኛል።
Yes, I've run a half marathon here, and I've run here well. So last year, I was very pleased to run my best time in the race, and I love this place. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, welcome to Houston, and congratulations on your success. We understand that you took a break from racing to have two children. What do you want your children to see when they look and see mom racing at a world-class level?
ልጆችሽ አሁን ስትሮጪ ሲያዩሽ ምን እንዲያዩ ነው የምትፈልጊው? እናታቸው የዓለም ምድር ላይ ስትሮጥ
እነዚህም እኔ አሸንፌ ጥሩ ሳሸንፍና ጥሩ ቦታ ሲደርስ ደስ ይላቸዋል እና በጣም ጥሩ ሩጫ መሮጥ እፈልጋለሁ እና መሸነፍ ሁሌ
They love to see me winning and placing well. That makes them very happy. So I want to run well for them and to try to win for them.
Well, I know that they are very proud of you. Welcome to Houston. We continue with Wayne Kaladi, fresh off representing the United States in the 24 Paris Olympics. Wayne, you set a new American record in your half marathon debut right here in Houston last year. What stands out as you look back at that fantastic performance? Is your mic on?
I think it's all right. Well, first of all, I would just say thank you for having me again. I'm really happy to be here. But I just it was my first half marathon last year, so I didn't know how it was going to be. All I remember is how good it feels in the middle of the race. So I'm really happy to be back here.
Well, welcome back and congratulations on that success. What do you think about the strength of the field here in Houston for the Aramco Half Marathon? What might fans expect to see on Sunday?
Well, we have some really good women in the field that I didn't expect it to be easy just coming out here. I knowing the course is really fast and we have some good racers, but I'm just really excited and we'll see how well I can race because training has been really, really good and I'm just excited to be here and race, have some good performance out there on Sunday.
Well, we're excited to see you race as well. Welcome back to Houston. We continue with Amanda Vestry, two-time All-American at Syracuse, now training in the state of North Carolina. One of the great declarations in the field, perhaps. I just want to see what a half marathon feels like. With that, Amanda won in Orlando, posted the 13th fastest time in American history. How much perhaps did you surprise yourself and how much did you enjoy that great experience?
Yeah, I thank you all for having me as well. I'm super excited to be here, and that Orlando race was very interesting and eye-opening for me because I went in with very little expectations, and I just kind of trusted my training with my coach and kind of went for it. And I really enjoy this distance, and I'm very excited to do it again tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Sunday.
You have said in the past you've used an injury as motivation. Please share that part of your story.
Yeah, I think injuries are sometimes inevitable in this sport, and I think it's all about how you respond to them and what you can learn from them. And I've had a couple of injuries in my career, and I think it's just an opportunity to grow and learn and know your body a little bit more and what it needs and when it needs rest and things like that. So yeah, I think injuries can be setbacks if you view them that way, but I think they can be great motivators. So
if I see Syracuse on your resume, that makes you a cold weather expert in our mind. This is Houston cold. So what do you, as the elite field, what do you think about the racing conditions with temperatures right around freezing, perhaps on Sunday morning?
it's cold, but yeah, I'm from upstate New York, so I'm used to it. My old coach at Syracuse, Brian Bell, used to tell me it builds toughness and character. So we'll show a lot of that there on Sunday.
We'll build some character here in Houston. Welcome to you. We're glad that you are here. We continue representing Germany. Esther Pfeiffer, welcome to Houston. It's great to see you. Congratulations on your win in the German Half Marathon Championship. You trimmed more than 3 minutes off of your half marathon personal best. What led to that kind of a breakthrough performance?
Can you repeat it again? Sorry.
Yes, you had such a great performance in the German Half Marathon Championship. What led to that?
Yeah, I think I train the same like my husband. He's competing here too. He's so fast and I did the same. So yeah, it's nearly every time a PB.
It's fantastic. You lead me into my next question. Your husband, Hendrik, will compete here in the Chevron Houston Marathon. What perhaps is the most rewarding part of sharing your love of racing with him?
Yeah, it's always nice to do the same. Then you can go together in vacation. And my goal is to run as fast as possible tomorrow on Sunday, so that I can watch him racing in the live stream.
And how much do you enjoy watching each other race?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's hard when it's not that fast, but yeah, it's always nice to do the sport together.
Well, congratulations on all of it and welcome to Houston. Do we have any questions from our assembled media? Yes, sir.
28-mile in December, about a month ago. That's very fast. Now you're here for a half marathon. How is it that you're able to cover such a range of distances and stay in shape at the same time?
Well, Thank you, David. I just don't know. I train for wherever comes in my way, and I always think about the first race of that I'm gonna do. I think that helps to just get ready for whatever race that I'm doing. But yes, that was my PR and felt pretty happy about it. And then now I have the half marathon mindset somehow, so I'm ready for this.
Any more questions? YouTube?
We have one question over here. It's since it's going to be so cold tomorrow, what kind of clothing you be wearing? Shorts, capris, tights? Considering it's going to be so cold. That's just a general question for all of them.
You want to start out at the end there with Buse?
ብዙ ብርድ ውስጥ ልጫለሁ፣ ችግር የለም። በፊት መሮጥ ነው የምሮጥበት። ኒውዮርክም ስለሮጥኩ ቅዝቃዜ ውስጥ እሮጣለሁ።
Same that I usually wear. I've run many races, so it's not a problem. I've run in cold weather as well. I'll be wearing the same thing I usually wear.
Fantastic. Wayne, any difference in your attire for the cold?
No, but mostly we'll see what's gonna be on Sunday morning. So I have a couple racing gears that ready, and I'm gonna pick in the morning. But I've been running a lot of like in the cold races, whether it's race or cross country in college. So I don't feel like it's gonna be hard based on my experience. So we're ready.
Fantastic. Amanda, as a native of Western New York, I might change that question just a little bit for you. What have you learned kind of through the years about running in that cold and how the attire kind of affects your performance?
I think for me in particular, I'll definitely wear gloves just because my hands get really cold, and if my hands and my wrists are warm, I'll be fine. And usually I'll wear some sort of like body heat sticker right before, and then just kind of rip that off. At least that's what has worked in the past. So just kind of getting warm enough for the warm up, and then once it comes time to race, I'm usually ready to go, and I'll just wear normal shorts and a singlet like I always do.
Fantastic. Esther, will you change your attire for the cold weather?
I always wear short because when you run fast, I like the feeling of running shorts. And we have snow last week in Germany, so it's no problem.
This is no problem here in Houston. Fantastic. One more time.
In your hometown in Webster, New York, and you said it was the coldest you've ever been. How cold was it?
So temperature-wise, I believe it was nothing crazy. Like it was probably mid to high 30s, but it was freezing rain. So that's what got me, as I was getting rained on before the race and during the race, and I might have gone a little bit hypothermic, but that's because I was like getting rained on. So it was very cold. So hopefully it doesn't rain, but I don't see rain in the forecast. So,
We don't either.
Yeah.
Cross your fingers. One more time over here, you two.
This is for Amanda. If Winey is targeting a sub 66, are you planning for a more conservative pace plan?
Yes, I won't be going out with Wayne. She's going to be having amazing pacers to go with her, and I hope she runs really well. But I'm focused on my own race and just trying to run the best that I can run. And hopefully there will be, whether it's pacers, male pacers, or other women around me to try and run a PR on Sunday.
Fantastic. Well, we welcome you all to Houston. Thank you for sharing your great insights. I believe we're going to have a photo up here with our elite field for the Aramco Women's Half Marathon. Yep. Stand up, don't hold good. We thank you all and wish you absolutely the very best on Sunday. Thank you for joining us here in Houston. Thank you. Thank you. So with that, we conclude the program. We look forward to a great race day on Sunday live on ABC 13. We wish everybody the absolute best, and we thank you all for joining us today. Thank you.